Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So what a freaking day. Palantir closed over 30+% positive on the day. My portfolio went completely nuts. I made $50,000 in one day. I was very shocked to see this number. Very happy, of course. But there's a problem that we need to talk about because you will see it later in the video. So if you're new here, please make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not new here and yet you're still not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe. So we have an issue because a move in one day that is 30% is not necessarily normal. So I want to quickly go over what I thought about the earnings. I'm not going to go super deep into the numbers. I was on Amit's live stream, had a lot of fun there, but I didn't have time to calmly go through the earnings yet. And to be honest, there was nothing in this earnings that was that I didn't like. US commercial revenue grew 36% year over year. Revenue grew 17%. That was not that good, but they guided for an acceleration. Customer account increased 35% year over year. Adjusted free cash flow of $731 million, 33% margin. That is just insane. And I'm gonna show you in a bit how much that actually changes on the valuation, because so many people say like, oh, the growth is only 20%. So Palantir is still not worth this very high valuation. But actually when you change, so you leave the growth at 20%, but you change in the model the profitability, it's an insane change, and I want to show that to you. GAAP operating income of 120 million, so everything was super good. US commercial revenue grew 70% year over year in Q4. That is just a proof that AIP is working, and it's only just getting started. This is why I think that the stock was moving up as much as it has, because all these things are showing that this momentum with Palantir is just getting started, and it's going to be much better as the time goes on. And even the small things that I didn't like. For example, I didn't like that the government revenue, I don't even find it here, was barely going up. But basically they were guiding for that it's going to re-accelerate, and today, out of all days possible, it was announced that they got a $650 million government contract. So that was almost comical. And I just want to show you how much value us YouTube creators give to the community. While Wall Street was busy downgrading the stock before earnings, I know many people in the Palantir community was doing the same thing as I am. I did a video 3 days before earnings, why 16 is the new $6. That video is the most viewed video on the channel, and I laid out why I thought that Palantir was going to blow up after earnings. And boy, did this video age well. And I mean, I thought that we would have maybe a 10-15% reaction. I never dreamt of a 30+% reaction. That is just insane. And then me and Arnie, and guys, Arnie, he is amazing. So I was only making videos, okay? He was putting his money where his mouth was, and he went 100% of his portfolio into Palantir before the earnings because he was so confident that the earnings was going to be good. And 2 weeks ago, we did an emergency Palantir talk when we were talking about this exact thing, that it was, the writing was on the wall that this was going to be a blowout quarter. And to be honest, I hate making videos about Palantir when the stock has just gone up 30%. My favorite time of making videos is when the stock is not doing good and people need guidance and they need cheerleading, and when they have their emotions, and I also have those emotions. One of my other stocks, Rocket Lab, tanked 20% in one day just a week ago and completely wrecked my portfolio. And those are my favorite times to make videos. So it was, I don't know if you noticed, there was a time when I wasn't creating a lot of Palantir content, and recently I went back to creating a lot of Palantir content because I thought that it was just an insane deal. But than today happened. And my problem is that the way I imagine Palantir going forward is that it's going to be a company that is stably growing 20 to 30% per year. So when we have a 30% increase in the stock on one day, that is a little bit problematic. I'm not selling, of course, but I have a hard time to see how that is sustainable. And this channel is not financial advice. Everybody needs to do their own models and due diligence. And if you join the Patreon with the link in the description box below, then you can get access to my Palantir model, and you can put in your own assumptions into it and see where the price would go. So I just want to show you something. My assumptions are that the growth is going to be 20%. That's probably on the low side. And as I promised, I was calculating my model for a long time with 27% operating income. So this model is not a DCF model. Here I'm keeping it, I like to keep it stupid simple. So what I do is I'm going on a free cash flow multiple. So it's almost like a PE, but Palantir has a lot of stock-based compensation, and I feel that it's not as accurate in the stage that Palantir is right now. So what I'm doing instead is, okay, what's their adjusted free cash flow? Put a multiple on that. And then what stock price does it give me? And then I divide it back by the amount of shares that are available. And then I get a share price, right? And then if I know based on this calculation that in 2025 the share price is going to be $18, and I like to shoot for a 20 to 30% return per year, so then I can discount it back. And so basically, if I want 20% return and I think that the stock is going to be $18 in 2025, then I should buy Palantir for $13.99 this year to have my 20%. And again, maybe you're happy with only 10% per year. In that case, you should buy at $15.94. I want to keep it at 20%. Or maybe you say, Vince, you're full of shit. They're going to grow 25%. And you see then the stock price will go to 20. Or you're going to say, no way, they're going to start growing 30%. And then the stock price changes to 22. But what I want to show you is, let's keep the 25, because they definitely surprised on their adjusted free cash flow margin, which I believe came in at 34%. But I just want to show you, if we change the 27 number to 31, look how much, $33 increase. That's a $15 increase straight away in the model. So now we change this to 34, and you see that the fair value of the stock is suddenly $25 in 2025, and I have it up to $66 up to in 2030. So we are in 2024, in the very beginning of 2024. I just want to see how many years is this one discounting. Yeah, 1.5 years. So this is pretty accurate. So for me, based on my philosophy, below 1911 Palantir would be a buy. We closed the price at 22. By the way, Amit posted this Taylor Swift, and I'm a Swiftie. He said, I'm feeling 22. I thought that was a brilliant post. So we're at 22. That is, for me, not a buy. I'm in no way selling. I cannot predict the market. I can't time the market. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there will be upside. I remember Dom on Palantir Weekly when NVIDIA went up to 400, and everyone was saying, why don't you trim? Why don't you take profits off the table? Why are you not selling? NVIDIA is crazy overvalued. And then the next quarter came, and NVIDIA reported blowout numbers again, and the stock is at $700 now, and it looks cheap. So the same thing can happen with Palantir. Just because it looks expensive today, you don't know what they're going to report on the next earnings, and I don't feel like I can time this. So I'm definitely not selling. However, I don't think that this is the time to buy. At best, I think we're going to go sideways from here. Maybe we're going to pull back down and we go back below 20s a little bit, but the long-term trajectory of this company is up. And it's just very problematic when you do 1 year's worth of progress in one day. I hope you can see that. And that was the point of the video. So I hope this helped you out, gave you value. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Really, congratulations to all the Palantir homies that have been holding the stock since it was down in the 6s. We did something really, really unbelievable. It's like retail beat Wall Street on this one. And it really proves that if you do your due diligence and you do your research, it's possible to, one, make insane money with picking stocks, and two, it's possible to beat Wall Street. So I'm so happy that you guys are with me on this journey. Again, congratulations. Can't wait to see what happens with the stock next, which is probably a little bit going sideways for a week or 2 or 3. But it doesn't matter. I'm in it for the long term. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.